Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Learn Geography with Shyamal. Today we are going to discuss about the previous year questions and with detailed explanations and answers from our APSC CCE Prelims 2024 examination. Okay, it comprises 100 questions with full 200 marks. This is the time duration, this is the negative marking. Okay, there are some topic-wise distribution of questions. Assam current affairs, 35 questions. Indian politics and constitution, Indian polity and constitution, 11 question. Geography, 7 question. Economy and development, 14 question. Science and technology, 9. National current affairs, 12. Economic and ecology, 7. History, 5. Okay, let's start with question number 1 from Assam and national current affairs. Okay, on November 21, 2024, the Assam government officially renamed the Karimganj district as Sirbhumi, along with its headquarters, the town Karimganj, which will now be called Sirbhumi town. Okay, the new name was inspired by Rabindranath Tagore's description of the area of half a century ago as Sirbhumi. As per Kavi Guru Tagore's description, the word Sirbhumi is referred to as option A, the land of Ma Lakshmi, option B, the land of Ma Durga, option C, the land of Ma Kamakhya, left option D, the land of Ma Saraswati. The correct answer is option C, the land of Ma Kamakhya. Rabindranath Tagore referred to the Karimganj area as Sirbhumi, meaning the land of Ma Kamakhya. The remaining was inspired by Tagore's description in recognition of Assam's cultural religious heritage. Ma Kamakhya is the presiding deity of Assam, worshipped at the famous Kamakhya temple in Guwahati. Okay, coming to our next question. Question number 2. The Assam government's decision to officially recognize Bathouism in the Borderline Territorial Region (BTR) primarily aims to A. Promote religious conversion among indigenous communities. B. Preserve and acknowledge the traditional faith of the Borah community. C. Encourage tourism in the borderland region. D. Integrate Bathouism practices into mainstream Hindu rituals. Okay, option B is the correct answer. Preserve and acknowledge the traditional faith of the Borah community. Bathouism is the indigenous animistic faith of the Borah people, one of the largest plains tribal groups of Assam. The Assam government recognized Bathouism in the BTR to preserve and acknowledge the traditional pre-Hindu faith system of the Borah community. Bathou is a supreme deity in the faith systems. Okay, next question, question number 3. On February 2025, PM Narendra Modi attended the largest Jumur event in history, celebrating the 200th anniversary of Assam's tea industry. Consider the statements about Jumur dance, which are not correct. Tea garden community migrated from central India in 19th century. Jumur dance originates from the southern ethno-linguistic group of Chotanagpur. Songs narrate migration and exploitation struggles, and Jumur plays role in Tusu Puja and Koram Puja. Okay, which are not correct. Okay, not correct option is only 2. That is, Jumur dance originates from the southern ethno-linguistic group of Chotanagpur. Okay, explanation. Statement 2 is not correct. Jumur dance originates from the Adivasi tribal community like Mundas, Oranos, Santals of the Chotanagpur Plateau, not the southern ethno-linguistic group. Statements 1, 3 and 4 are correct. The tea garden workers came from central India. Their songs reflect struggles of migration, and Jumur is performed during Tusu and Koram Puja. Coming to our next question, question number 4. Which of the following statements about Kaziranga National Park is incorrect? It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This is correct. It is a home to the highest population of one-horned rhinoceros in the world. This is correct. And it is situated on the banks of Brahmaputra River. It lies between the Brahmaputra River and the Karbi Hills. It's also correct. But it was declared a tiger reserve in 2003. It's wrong, because Kaziranga was declared a tiger reserve in 2006, not in 2003. Okay, 2006 is correct. It was declared a national park in 1974. Option A, B and D are correct. It is named a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1985. Houses over 2/3 of the world's one-horned rhinos and lies between the Brahmaputra and Karbi Anglong Hills. Question number 5. In February 2025, a significant conservation milestone was achieved in Assam concerning the greater adjacent stork. Which of the following best describe this achievement? The species was declared extinct in the wild The stork population increased from 450 to over 1800 birds. A new sanctuary exclusively for the stork was established. The species was removed from the endangered list. Okay, option B is the correct answer. That is, the stork population increased from 450 to over 1800 birds. The greater adjutant stork, Leptoptilus dabius, locally known as Hargilla in Assam, so a remarkable population recovery. Conservation efforts led by the Dr. Purnima Devi Burman and community members increased the population from around 450 to over 1800 birds. Assam, particularly Dadara and Pasaria near Guwahati, host 70% of the world's remaining greater adjutant storks. That is Hargilla. Coming to our next question, question number 6. In early 2025, a rare marble cat was spotted in which national park of Assam? Dihing-Patkai National Park, Kaziranga National Park, Manas National Park, and Nameri National Park. Yes, the correct answer is option A, Dihing-Patkai National Park. A rare marbled cat, Pardofelis marmorata, was spotted in Dihing-Patkai National Park in Assam in early 2025. Dihing-Patkai is often called the Amazon of the East and is biodiversity hotspot in eastern Assam's Tinsukia and Dibrugarh districts. The marbled cat is a Schedule 1 species under the Wildlife Protection Act. Coming to our next question, question number 7. In early 2025, concerns arose regarding declining pungency of the Bhut Jolokia chili in Assam. What was identified as the primary cause? A. Climate change affecting soil temperature, overuse of fertilizers altering soil quality, introduction of genetically modified variants, pest attacking the chili plants. Okay, the correct answer is option number A, climate change affecting soil temperature. The declining pungency of Bhut Jolokia, ghost pepper Raja Mircha, recognized by the Guinness World Records as one of the world's hottest chilies, was attributed to climate change affecting soil temperature and microclimate conditions. Bhut Jolokia has a GI tag and is grown predominantly in Assam's Tezpur region. Temperature fluctuations reduce capsaicin production. Coming to our next question, question number 8. The Soliga tribe inhabits the BRT Tiger Reserve in Karnataka. Consider statements. 1. Soliga means children of Brahmo. They worship tiger as sacred, called tiger Dodaruanai. Soligas were first tribal community to have forest rights recognized within a tiger reserve. Soliga tribe is confined to Karnataka alone, okay, which are not correct. Okay, option 4 is not correct because Soliga tribe is confined to Karnataka alone is wrong. Soliga are primarily found in Karnataka but also inhabit parts of Tamil Nadu. Okay, statement 1, 2 and 3 are correct. Soliga does mean children of bamboo. They do venerate tigers as Doda Nai, and in 2011 they became the first tribal community whose community forest rights were recognized within a tiger reserve. Coming to our next question, question number 9. India plans to issue sovereign green bonds for green infrastructure. Consider statement 1, funds will lower economy's carbon intensity. Statement 2, India issued its first sovereign green bond in 2023. Statement 3, green bonds part of India's net zero 2070 strategy. State 4, only private investors can subscribe to green bond. Which statements are correct? Okay, 1, 2 and 3 are correct. Statements 1, 2 and 3 are correct. India issued its first sovereign green bond in January 2023, rupees 8,000 crore. The funds lower carbon intensity and form part of India's net zero by 2070 strategy. Statement 4 is wrong. Both retail and institutional investors, including foreign investors, can subscribe to sovereign green bonds. They are not restricted to private investors. Okay, coming to our next question, question number 10. Consider statements about India's National One Health Mission. Statement 1, integrates human, animal and environmental health under a single framework. Statement 2, funded entirely by Government of India without international collaboration. Statement 3, aims to track zoonotic diseases like Nipah and avian influenza. Statement 4, India is the first country in Asia to adopt a One Health approach. Which are correct? Okay, option 1 and 3 only correct. A, 1 and 3 only correct. Statement 1 and 3 are correct. The One Health Mission integrated human, animal and environmental health and tracks genetic diseases. Statement 2 is wrong. The mission involved international collaborations including WHO and FAO. Statement 4 is wrong. Thailand, Bangladesh and other Asian countries have adopted One Health frameworks earlier. India is not the first. Okay. Okay, coming to our next question, question number 11. Consider statements about Eat Right Station certification. Statement 1, it is an initiative by FSSAI. Statement 2, as of February 2025, 150 railway stations and 6 metro stations have received a certification. Which is correct? Option A, 1 only, B, 2 only, C, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. Okay, correct answer is option number C, both 1 and 2. Both statements are correct. Eat Right Station is indeed in an FSSAI initiative aimed at ensuring safe, hygienic and nutritious food at railway stations. As per data available by early 2025, approximately 150 plus railway stations and several metro stations across India have received this certification. The initiative promotes healthy eating habits at public spaces. Question number 12. The Viksit Bharat 2047 initiative aims to transform India into a developed country by 2047. Which of the following key objectives are not correct? Objective 1, world's third largest economy, US dollar 1,000 trillion by 2047. Objective 2, empower youth, women, underprivileged, farmers. Objective 3, implement climate change strategies. Objective 4, enhance administrative efficiency. The correct answer is option number 1, A, 1 only. Okay, objective 1 is not entirely correct. Viksit Bharat 2047 aims for India to become a developed nation by 2047, but the specific target is to become the world's third largest economy. However, the US dollar 100 trillion economy figure is not an official stated target. Objectives 2, 3 and 4 correctly reflect the actual goals of Viksit Bharat 2047. Coming to our next question, question number 13. Okay, another section, economy, trade and geography. Question number 13, which of the following statements describes tariff in the context of international trade? It is a tax on imports into a country. It is a tax imposed by a country on goods crossing its border. It is a quantitative restriction on traded goods. It is a reciprocal tax. The correct answer is option number B. It is a tax imposed by a country on goods crossing its border. A tariff is a tax imposed by government on goods that cross international borders. This includes both imports and exports. Though import tariffs are more common, option A is too narrow as tariffs can apply to exports too. Option C describes a quota. Option D is incorrect. The most complete and accurate definition is B. Coming to our next question, question number 14. What is meant by repo rate of the RBI? Okay, repo rate of the RBI means rate at which commercial banks borrow money from the RBI from short-term needs. This is the correct answer. Repo rate, repurchase rate, is the rate at which the Reserve Bank of India lends money to commercial banks for short-term needs against government securities. When banks need funds, they sell securities to RBI with an agreement to repurchase them. A higher repo rate makes borrowing costlier, helping control inflation. As of 2024, repo rate was 6.5%. Coming to our next question, question number 15. Consider our statements about Kumbh Mela, oldest recorded religious festival in the world, earliest reference to Prayaga bathing pilgrimage in Rigveda Parisishta, frequency of one Purna Kumbha every 12 years coincides with one revolution of Jupiter around the sun. Which are correct? Correct answer is option B, 2 and 3 only. Statements 2 and 3 are correct. The earliest reference to Prayaga pilgrimage is indeed found in the Rigveda Parisishta, and the Purna Kumbha's 12-year cycle corresponds to Jupiter's orbital period around the sun. Statements 1 is debatable. While Kumbh Mela is among the largest gatherings, calling it the oldest recorded festival is not proven, as other festivals like the Aketo festival of ancient Mesopotamia predate it. Coming to our next question, question number 16. Which of the following ocean currents are warm currents in the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans? Benguela current, Kuroshio current, Norwegian current and Peru current. Option B is the correct answer, 2 and 3 only. Okay, warm currents, Kuroshio and North Pacific Japan, and Norway North Atlantic. Cold currents, Benguela South Atlantic or Western Africa, Peru Humboldt South Pacific of South America. The Kuroshio is the Pacific counterpart of the Gulf Stream, and the Norwegian current is a warm extension of the North Atlantic drift. Both Benguela and Peru are called upwelling currents. Coming to our next question, question number 17. Which of the following pairs concerning canal irrigation of India are not correct? Agra Canal, Yamuna River, Upper Bari Duab Canal, Jhelum River, and Sirhind Canal, Ravi River, and Bikaner Canal, Sutlej River. Okay, option 2 is not correct. That's why it's option 2 is correct answer for this question. Explanation. Only Pier 2 is incorrect. The Upper Bari Dwarfs Canal draws water from the Ravi River, not Jhelum. It is built by the British in the 1850s. The other pairs are correct. Agra Canal from Yamuna, Sirhan Canal from Sutlej River flows through Ravi Basin historically, and Bikaner Canal, Gang Canal from the Sutlej River. Coming to our next question, question number 18. Which sequence statements concerning tributaries of the Brahmaputra in Assam are not correct? North bank, west to east, Songkus, Manok, Puthimari, Pagladia. South bank, east to west, Buridihing, Bogdoi, Donkheri, Kopili. North bank, east to west, Ziadhol, Suwansiri, Ranganodi, Ziaborali. Borah Nadi forms boundary between Dorong and Kamrup. Okay, not correct. That means option C, 2 and 4 only. Okay, statement 2 is wrong. The correct order from east to west on the south bank includes Buridihing, Donkheri, Kopili, but the arrangement given is inaccurate. Statement 4 is wrong. The Borah Nadi rivers forms boundary between Nalbari and Barpeta, Baksa districts, not Dorong and Kamrup. Statements 1 and 3 are correct regarding North bank tributaries. Coming to our next question, question number 19. Which of the following statements concerning Tinsukia district of Assam is correct? Easternmost district surrounded by Arunachal Pradesh from 3 sides. Industrial district known for coal, oil and tea. Dhalachodia Bridge Bhupen Hazarika Setu on River Lohit is in this district. Maguri Potapong Bill is located in this district. Okay, correct. Option all the statements are correct. Okay, all statements are correct. Tinsukia is the easternmost district of Assam surrounded by Arunachal Pradesh on 3 sides. It is known for coal, Margherita oil, Digboi and tea. The Dhalachodia Bridge on the Lohit River connects Tinsukia to Arunachal Pradesh. The Maguri Motapong Bill, a Ramsar site, Ramsar listed wetland and flamingo habitat is also in Tinsukia district. Coming to our next question, question number 20. Rising intensities of floods and damages in Assam are said to have prime explanations. Water flows has become sudden and high induced by natural and anthropogenic factors. People have established settlements in low-lying areas. Select correct answers. Both true but not inclusively to fully explain intensity at present state of technology. So this is the most expensive comprehensive. While both increased water flow velocity due to deforestation, seismic activity, dam operations and encroachment on floodplains contribute to flood intensity, modern research indicates these alone are insufficient explanation. Factors like climate change, dry and extreme rainfall events, loss of wetlands and inadequate embankment maintenance also significantly contribute. Coming to our next question, question number 21. The impact of cyclones and tsunamis in India could be reduced by preserving mangrove forest, preserving mountain forest, preserving tropical thorny and scrub forest, preserving tropical deciduous forest. Option A, 1 only is the correct answer. Only mangrove forest provide effective protection against cyclones and tsunamis. Mangrove act as natural barriers, absorbing wave energy, reducing storm surge height and stabilizing coastlines. This was demonstrated during the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, where areas with mangroves suffered less damage. Other forest types listed do not grow in coastal zones and do not provide similar protection. Coming to our next question, question number 22. Authors Arup Kumar Datta, Arup Jyoti Soikia and Samrat Chaudhary have common themes in their writing. Acclaimed writers on Brahmaputra, written on Assam social history, written on tea and tea plantation history, written on Assam's geography. Which is correct? Okay, option A, 1 only is the correct answer. The common theme of all 3 authors is their writing on the Brahmaputra river. Arup Kumar Datta wrote the Brahmaputra, Arup Jyoti Soikia wrote a river unites the Brahmaputra problem in history. The Samrat Chaudhary also written about the river. While they may touch other topics, the common thread that unites all 3 is their acclaimed writing on the river Brahmaputra. Coming to our next question, question number 23. In India, during 2001-2011 census, towns showed rapid growth, increased by 2,500. Compared to statutory towns, increased by 250. The rapid growth of census towns was because of 2, 3 and 4 only. Okay, census towns are areas that meet criterion demographic criteria but are not governed by a municipal body. Their growth was due to rapid population growth crossing 5,000 inhabitants threshold, population density exceeding 400 persons per square kilometer, and 70% male workforce engaged in non-agricultural activities. Option 1 is wrong. Formation of municipal boards converts areas to statutory towns, not census towns. Rangsapara village in Gwalpara district and Zion village in Dima Hasao district of Assam occupied limelight in the last decade because The villages were evaluated as the cleanest village of the state. Rangjapara was evaluated as cleanest, whereas all 25 plus age group of 0 and education level graduate and above. Rangjapara faced catastrophe caused by flash flood and Zion was devastated by landslide. All are correct. Option B is the correct answer. Rangjapara village in Borah district gained recognition as one of the cleanest villages of Assam. Zion village in Dima Hasao district made news because every person have 25 years of age had attained graduate level education or above, making it exceptional in terms of educational achievement among tribal communities in India. Coming to our next question, question number 25. Consider statements about oil in Assam. Assam is home to India's first oil refinery Digbo in 1901. Major oil producing districts including Jorhat, Dibrugarh, but not Tinsukia. Assam oil field contribute over 50% of India's total crude oil production. Oil has its headquarters in Duliajan, Assam. Which is correct? Option B, 1 and 4 are correct option. Statement 1 and 4 are correct. Digbo refinery in 1991 was India's first oil refinery and Oil India Limited is headquartered in Duliajan, Assam. Statement 2 is wrong. Tinsukia is a major oil producing district. Digbo is in Tinsukia. Statement 3 is wrong. Assam contributes about 15 to 20% of India's crude oil, not over 50%. Coming to our next question, question number 26. Based on 2011 census data, major towns in Assam arranged in ascending order or urban population. Okay, Jorhat, Tinsukia, Tezpur, Jorhat, Dibrugarh, Jorhat, Tezpur, Jorhat, Tinsukia, Dibrugarh, Tinsukia, Jorhat, Tezpur, Dibrugarh, Jorhat, Tinsukia, Tezpur. Okay, correct answer is option C, Dibrugarh, Tinsukia, Jorhat, and Tezpur. Okay, as per 2011 census, the major urban agglomerations of Assam in descending order of population are Guwahati, followed by Dibrugarh, Tinsukia, Jorhat, Tezpur. Note, Guwahati is excluded from this question's option. Among the listed cities, Dibrugarh is more than Tinsukia, Tinsukia is more than Jorhat, Jorhat is more than Tezpur. Okay, coming to our next question, question number 27. Match the deserts list 1 with their respective continents. List 4. A. Kalahari, B. Atacama, C. Gobi, and D. Great Basin Desert. Okay. B is the correct answer. A4, B3, C2 and D1. Kalahari Desert, Africa, Southern Africa, Botswana, Namibia and South Africa. Atacama Desert, South America, Chile, Peru, world's driest non-polar desert. And Gobi Desert, Asia, China and Mongolia. Great Basin Desert, North America, USA, Nevada and Utah. This is the largest desert in the USA. Coming to our next question, question number 28. Match the grassland list 1 with their locations. List 2. A. Pampas, B. Steppes, C. Prairies and B. D. Hills. Correct answer is option number A. A3, B2, C1, D4. That is Argentina, Eurasia, North America and South Africa. Pampas, Argentina, South America's temperate grassland. Steppes, Eurasia, stretching from Eastern Europe to Central Asia. Prairies, North America, Great Plains of USA and Canada. Hills in South Africa, Southern Africa's high vale grassland. These are the world's major temperate grassland regions. Coming to our next question, question number, okay, another section, sports, governance and international affairs. Question number 29. Which of the following statements about Paralympic Games is not correct? Okay, the medals tally of India was the highest so far in any Paralympic event with a total of 29 medals in Paris 2024. India made first appearance in the Paralympic event in the year 1968. The first Paralympic event was held in the year 1968. The Paralympic motto is Spirit in Motion. Okay, statement C is not correct. The first Paralympic Games was held in Rome in 1960, not 68. In 1968 Games in Israel were the fourth Paralympic Games. India made its first appearance at the 1968 Tel Aviv Paralympics. At Paris 2024, India won a record 29 medals, 7 goals, 9 silver and 13 bronze, surpassing the 19 medals at Tokyo 2020. Spirit in Motion is the correct Paralympic motto. Coming to our next question, question number 30. What is the recent India-US Trust initiative related to? Bilateral Initiative for Mutual Cooperation in Recovery and Processing of Critical Minerals. Bilateral Initiative to ease certain import-export regulations between two countries. Bilateral Initiative for Transfer of Technology for boosting the power section. None of the above. Okay, option number A is the correct answer for this question number 30. The India-US Trust. Trust means transforming the relationship utilizing strategic technology. Initiative focuses on cooperation in critical minerals, their exploration, extraction, processing, and supply chain development. Critical minerals like lithium, cobalt, and rare earth elements are vital for clean energy transition and defense technologies. This initiative strengthens the India-US strategic partnership in the clean energy space. Okay, coming to our next question, question number 31. Who among the following is not a Bharat Ratna awardee of the year 2024? L.K. Advani, M.S. Swaminathan, Padma Subramaniam, Karpuri Thakur. Okay, Bharat Ratna 2024 awardees L.K. Advani, veteran BJP leader, M.S. Swaminathan, father of Green Revolution, posthumous, and Karpuri Thakur, former Bihar CM, posthumous. P.V. Narasimha Rao, posthumous, and Chaudhary Charan Singh, posthumous, and Padma Subramaniam, classical dancer, received Padma Vibhushan, not Bharat Ratna. She is not among 2024 Bharat Ratna recipients. Coming to our next question, question number 32. In which of the following areas the first peak schools of India are to be started to enhance technical know-how and biosecurity about pig farming in partnership with Denmark? Okay, correct answer is option number A, Borland Territorial Region. The first pig schools in India were announced to be set up in the Borland Territorial Region's BTR of Assam in partnership with Denmark. This initiative aims to improve pig farming techniques, biosecurity, and overall productivity among pig farmers in the BTR, where pig rearing is an important livelihood activity for the indigenous Borah community. Coming to our next question, question number 33. Match Prime Ministers list 1 with biographies and autobiographies. List 2. Narasimha Rao, I.K. Gujral, Manmohan Singh, Narendra Modi, the accidental PM, matters of discretion, and the man who remade India, and paradoxical PM. The correct answer is option number D. Narasimha Rao, the man who remade India, by Binoy Sitapati. I.K. Gujral, matters of discretion, autobiography. Manmohan Singh, the accidental Prime Minister, by Sanjay Baru, his media advisor. Narendra Modi, the paradoxical Prime Minister, by Shashi Tharoor, critical biography. Okay. Question number 34. Consider statements on Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita BNS 2023. Introduce new crimes like organized crime. Introduce community service as a punishment. Introduce new provisions to eliminate offense on sedition. Includes mob lancing as an offense. Select correct answer. Option number D. All the correct statements are correct. All the statements are correct. All statements about BNS 2023 are correct. BNS replaced IPC in 1860. Section 111, 111 and 113 covers organized crime. New community service introduced as punishment for minor offences for the first time in Indian law. Sedition IPC section 12(4)(a) to 124(a) was repealed and replaced with section 152 covering acts endangering sovereignty, effectively eliminating the sedition level. BNS section 103(2) specifically criminalized mob lancing. Coming to our next question, question number 35. Defense Industrial Corridor, DIC, existed in India. 2 DIC and a third being negotiated. Shows the correct combination of states, urban territories. Correct answer is option number C, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, and Jammu Kashmir. India has 2 existing DICs, Uttar Pradesh Defense Industrial Corridor, Aligarh, Agra, Kanpur, Jhansi, and Chitrakoot, and Tamil Nadu Defense Industrial Corridor, Chennai, Hosur, Coimbatore, Trichy, Salem, and a third DIC for Jammu and Kashmir was being negotiated with the central government in recent years. Option C mentions Tamil Nadu correctly but includes Gujarat wrong. The correct 2 established are UP and Tamil Nadu. Okay, another section, Indian Polity and Constitution, questions 36 to 48. Okay, question number 36. The 100th Constitutional Amendment of India enabled the implementation of a controversial international agreement. Which of the following is referred to here? Land Boundary Agreement, Foreign Direct Investment in Defense, Trade Liberalization Agreement, India-US Nuclear Deal. Okay, correct answer is option number A, Land Boundary Agreement. The 100th Constitutional Amendment Act 2015 gave effect to the India-Bangladesh Land Boundary Agreement (LBA). This agreement settled long-standing boundary disputes between India and Bangladesh involving exchange of enclaves, Sit Mahals, and it was controversial as it involved transfer of the Indian territories to Bangladesh. India and Bangladesh exchanged 162 enclaves. Coming to our next question, question number 37. The Supreme Court of India has placed the right to privacy under which of the following articles of the Constitution of India? Okay, Article 21. Option D is the correct answer. In the landmark judgment K.S. Pottaswamy versus Union of India (UI) 2017, the 9-judge Supreme Court bench unanimously held that the right to privacy is a fundamental right under Article 21 of the Constitution, right to life and personal liberty. The court held that privacy is intrinsic to life and liberty. This judgment also opened the part of the personal data protection legislation. Coming to our next question, question number 38. Consider statements. First Assam Assembly was inaugurated on 7th April 1937. After 1937 elections, Indian National Congress secured the most mandate. Legislative Council of Eastern Bengal and Assam was initiated in 1905. Baithalangsu, Haflong, Bukazan, Hauraghat and Difu constituencies fall under Autonomous District Lok Sabha constituency. Which is correct? Option C is the correct answer. 1 and 2 only. 1 and 4 only. Statements 1 and 4 are correct. The first Assam Legislative Assembly was inaugurated on April 7, 1937. The first constituencies mentioned Baithalangsu, Haflong, Bukazan, Hauraghat, Difu do fall under the Autonomous District Lok Sabha constituency. Statement 2 is wrong. In 1937, Congress did not form the government, but it was not a simple majority scenario. Statement 3 is wrong. The Eastern Bengal and Assam province was created in 1905, but the Legislative Council's start date needs verification. Okay. Question number 39. Which of the following are constituted by the President of India, Finance Commission of India, Niti Aayog, Commission of Official Languages, Union Public Service Commission? Okay, correct answer is option number C, 1, 3 and 4 only. Finance Commission, Article 280, Commission on Official Languages, Article 344, the UPSC, Article 215 are all constituted by the President of India under constitutional provisions. Niti Aayog is not constituted by the President. It was established by a Cabinet Resolution, Executive Order in January 2015, replacing the Planning Commission. Hence, 2 is excluded. Coming to our next question, question number 40. Which of the following is a common feature of both the Indian and American federalism? Single citizenship, 3 list of division of power in the Constitution, dual judiciary and Supreme Court to interpret the constitutions. Option D, 4 is correct option, only 4. Explanation: only the Supreme Court's power to interpret the Constitution is common to both. Single citizenship: India has single citizenship, USA has dual citizenship, state and federal. 3 list: India has union, state and concurrent list. USA does not have the 3 list system. Dual judiciary: US has completely separate federal and state court system. India has an integrated judiciary, so only 4 is common. Coming to our next question, question number 41. Which of the following comes under the directive principle of state policy? The state shall strive to promote science and technology for development. The state shall endeavor to secure citizen union civil code UCC throughout India. The state shall try to develop population policy and family planning. The state shall take necessary steps for promoting tourism. Okay, correct answer is option B. Article 44 of the Constitution, Directive Principle of State Policy, directs the state to endeavor to secure uniform civil code UCC for all citizens. Option A relates to science and technology policy, C relates to population, D about tourism. These are matter of government policy but not specifically enshrined as DPSP, Directive Principles of State Policies, under Part 4. The UCC under Article 44 is the classical DPSP, that means Directive Principle of State Policy. Example. Coming to our next question, question number 42. In which of the following states there is a constitutional requirement to have a minister in charge of the tribal welfare? Okay, correct answer is option number C, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh and Orissa. Under Article 164(1) of the Indian Constitution, it is mandatory for the states of Bihar, Madhya Pradesh and Orissa, Chhattisgarh, after bifurcation, to have a minister in charge of tribal welfare. This provision has inserted to protect the interest of substantial tribal populations in these states. Coming to our next question, question number 43. Which of the following states was the last one to get status of full statehood? Andhra Pradesh. Okay, Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal Pradesh was the last among the given states to maintain full statehood. It was a union territory. It is a union territory before becoming the 24th state of India on February 20, 1987. Comparison: Meghalaya 1972, Manipur 1972, Sikkim 1975, 22nd state. Arunachal Pradesh gained statehood in 1987, making it the latest among these options. Coming to our next question, question number 44. Under which article of the Indian Constitution a special provision is made for the state of Assam? Okay, Article 371B is the correct answer. That's why C is the correct option for question number 44. Article 371B provides special provisions for Assam. It empowers the President to provide for the establishment of Committee of Assam Legislative Assembly consisting of members elected for the tribal areas in Assam. Article 371A is for Nagaland, Article 371C is for Manipur, and Article 371D is for Andhra Pradesh. Coming to our next question, question number 45. Which of the following articles of Constitution of India grants the Supreme Court of India the power to review its own judgments and orders? Okay, Article 137. Article 137 of the Constitution grants the Supreme Court the power to review any judgment pronounced to order made by it. This is the basis for filing review petitions before the Supreme Court. Article 145 deals with rules of court and procedures. Article 78 deals with the duties of Prime Minister to the President. Article 234 deals with recruitment of subordinate judges. Question number 46. Maths Chief Minister of Assam with their periods of service. List 2. Vishnu Mehdi, Mahendra Mohan Chaudhary, Bimala Prasad Saliha, and Gopinath Bordoloi. Okay, option C, A3, B4, C2, D1 is correct option. Gopinath Bordoloi, 26 January 1950, 5 August 1950. First CM after independence, died in office. Vishnu Mehdi, 9 August 1950, 27 December 1957. Mahendra Mohan Chaudhary, 28 December 1957 and 6 November 1970. Longest serving. Bimala Prasad Saliha served between these periods. Current match A3. Mehdi, 9 August 1950 to 27 December 1957. B4 Chaudhary, 11 November 1972, 30 January 1972. C2 Saliha, 26 January 1950, 5 August 1950. D1 Bordoloi. Okay, coming to our next question. Question number 47. Which of the following best explains why courts appoint an amicus curiae in chemical matters? Okay, correct answer is option C, to ensure to provide representation to the accused when they are unrepresented. Amicus curiae, Latin, friend of the court, is appointed by the court to assist it in matters where justice requires it. In criminal cases, particularly when the accused cannot afford or refuses legal representation, courts appoint amicus curiae to ensure fair trial principles. Accordingly, Article 21, this ensures the accused's right to legal representation is upheld and the adversarial process functions properly. Coming to our next question, question number 48. The concept of rule of law has several elements: absence of arbitrary power, equality before law, primacy of rights of the individual cannot be destroyed by an amendment. Which of the above are applicable to the Indian system? Option B, 1, 2 and 3 only correct. AB, this is rule of law has 3 elements: supremacy of law, absence of arbitrary power, equality before law, and 3, primacy of individual right as a source of constitutional law. These 3 apply to India. Element 4 is not correct for India. Parliament can amend the constitution including fundamental rights subject to basic structure doctrine, so rule of law can technically be modified by amendment. Coming to our next section, development economics and science. Okay, question number 49. W. Rostow's model proposes all countries progress through 5 stages. What is the correct sequence? Traditional society, preconditions, takeoff, drive to maturity, age of high mass consumption. Option C is the correct answer. Rostow's stage of economic growth in 1960. 1. Traditional society. 2. Preconditions for takeoff. 3. Takeoff. 4. Drive to maturity. 4. Age of high mass consumption. This model was developed in the context of Cold War as an alternative to Marxist theory. The USA was considered as stage 5 when the model was proposed. Coming to our next question, question number 50. Biofuels, which statements are correct? Aggressive use of first generation biofuels may threaten food security. Production of first generation biofuels is not environment friendly. Extensive cultivation for biofuels may increase deforestation. Biofuel production will lead to a large amount of toxic metallic waste. Okay, 1, 2 and 3. Option A is correct. Statements 1, 2 and 3 are correct. First generation biofuels from food crops like corn, sugarcane compete with food supply, threatening food security. Their production consumes water, land and fertilizers, making them not entirely environment friendly. Extensive monoculture cultivation for biofuels leads to deforestation and habitat loss. Statement 4 is wrong. Biofuel production does not specifically lead to toxic metallic waste. That's more associated with mining and battery industries. Coming to our next question, question number 51. Match ISRO satellites. List 1 with satellite types. List 2. Okay, this is the option. Option A, A2, B1, C4 and D3 is the correct answer. IRSAT 2, BR2 Earth Observation Radar Imaging Satellite. Mega Tropics Meteorological Satellite. India France joint studying tropical weather. Astrosat, India's first multi-wavelength space observatory, studies high energy process in binary star systems. Aditya L1, India's first solar mission, studies solar corona from Lagrange point 1. Next question, question number 52. Consider statements about nanomaterials, materials with at least one external dimension less than 100 nm. They are toxic and carcinogenic, and graphene is a well-known nanomaterial. Nanoscale titanium dioxide can be used in sunscreen lotion, and paints made from nano gold do not fade with time. Which are correct? 2 and 3 only. Okay, statements 2 and 3 are correct. Graphene, single layer of carbon atoms, indeed a well-known 2D nanomaterial. Nano titanium dioxide TiO2 is used in sunscreens as a UV blocker. Statement 1 is wrong. Not all nanomaterials are toxic. Carcinogenic. Toxicity depends on material type, size, and exposure. Statement 4 is wrong. Nano gold points do have special properties, but the claim of never fading is an oversimplification. Question number 53. Consider statements about ITER, initially called Indian Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor. ITER is a nuclear fusion research mega project. ITER is a nuclear fission research mega project. ITER means the way of or the part in Latin. Which is correct? Option 2 and 4 only. Option D is the correct. Statement 2 and 4 are correct. ITER is the world's largest nuclear fusion experiment mega project. Located in Sadares, France, involving 35 countries including India. ITER is Latin for the way. Statement 1 is wrong. ITER initially stood for International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor. Statement 3 is wrong. ITER is fusion combining atoms, not fission splitting atoms. Coming to our next question, question number 54. Consider statements about microRNA. Particular mRNA molecules smaller than average size are called miRNA. miRNA are small single-stranded non-coding RNA molecules. miRNA molecules play a crucial role in gene regulation. People knew about miRNA since the early 1980s. Which are correct? Option B, 2 and 3 only. Statement 2 and 3 are correct. miRNA are indeed small, single-stranded, non-coding RNA molecules that regulate gene expression transcriptionally. Statement 1 is wrong. They are distinct class of RNA that regulates mRNA. Statement 4 is also wrong. miRNA is first discovered in 1993 by Victor Ambrose and colleagues, not in 1980s. The 2024 Nobel Prize in Medicine was awarded for miRNA discovery. Coming to our next question, question number 55. Consider statements about Satyendranath Bose. Indian economist Satyendranath Bose developed quantum statistics called Bose-Einstein statistics. A class of elementary subatomic particles called boson was named after S.N. Bose by P.A.M. Dirac. Einstein used Bose ideas to develop Bose-Einstein condensate theory. S.N. Bose was awarded India's second highest civilian award, Padma Vibhushan. Which are correct? B is the correct answer. B, 1, 2 and 3 only. Statement 1, 2 and 3 are correct. S.N. Bose developed Bose-Einstein statistics, quantum statistical mechanics. Paul Dirac coined the term boson in honor of Bose. Einstein extended Bose's work to develop the theory of Bose-Einstein condensate. Statement 4 is wrong. S.N. Bose was awarded Padma Vibhushan. Second highest is correct. So all 4 seem right. Actually, S.N. Bose received Padma Vibhushan in 1954, making all statements correct. Answer should be A. Okay, answer should be A. All the statements are correct, not B. Coming to our next question, question number 56. Consider statements about dark oxygen. Discovered in 2013 by Andrew Sweetman while conducting ship-based fieldwork in the Pacific Ocean. Discovered in 2013 by Andrew Sweetman while conducting research on dusty plasma in cometary tails. Dark oxygen refers to molecular oxygen produced in total darkness of the very deep ocean. Dark oxygen refers to the medical oxygen cylinder solid in the black market. Which is correct? Option D, 1 and 2 only. Okay, explanation. Statements 1 and 3 are correct. 1 and 3 are only. 1 and 3 correct. Dark oxygen was discovered by researcher Andrew Sweetman and his team during ship-based fieldwork in the Pacific Ocean's Clarion Shepparton Zone deep sea. It refers to molecular oxygen O2 produced in the total darkness of the deep ocean floor. A remarkable discovery as it challenges the assumption that photosynthesis is the only significant oxygen sources. The mechanism involves polymetallic nodules generating electricity that splits seawater. Coming to our next question, question number 57. If an object undergoes a uniform circular motion, then its option B, velocity changes, is the correct. In uniform circular motion, the speed, magnitude of velocity remains constant, but the direction of velocity continuously changes. Therefore, velocity vector quantity changes continuously. Since velocity changes, the object is acceleration, centripetal acceleration directed toward the center. Speed does not change, its uniform motion. Acceleration magnitude is constant, but direction changes, so it is not uniform. Answer velocity changes is correct. Question number 58. The tendency of a liquid drop to contract and occupy minimum area is due to surface tension, viscosity, density, and vapor pressure. Okay, A, surface tension is the correct answer. Surface tension is the property of a liquid surface that causes it to behave like an elastic sheet. It arises from cohesive forces between liquid and molecules at the surface that causes liquid drops to assume a spherical shape, minimum surface area for a given volume, and to contract to the smallest possible area. Spherical drops minimize surface energy by minimizing surface area. Question number 59. Maths books and authors. India against itself, Assam and the politics of nationality, burden of history, Assam and the partition, unresolved issues, writing on the wall, reflection on the northeast, confronting the states, Alpha's quest for sovereignty. Okay, the correct answer is option number A. India against itself, Sanjeev Borah, seminal work on Assam's identity politics, burden of history, Udayan Mishra, Assam partition and unresolved issues, writing on the wall, Sanjay Hazarika, reflection on northeast India, confronting the states, Alpha's quest, Nani Gopal Mohanto, study of Alpha insurgency in Assam. Question number 60. Which statements are true about Sustainable Development Goals SDGs adopted by United Nations in 2015? Universal call to end poverty, protect planets, ensure peace and prosperity by 2030. 17 SDGs are indicated action in one area affects outcomes in others. SDGs are designed to end poverty, hunger, AIDS, and discrimination against women and girls. Okay, option C. 1, 2, 3, and 4 all are correct. All 4 statements are correct. The SDGs, 17 SDGs were adopted by all 193 UN member states at the UN Sustainable Development Summit in September 2015 as part of the 2020-30 Agenda for Sustainable Development. They are universal call to action to end poverty, protect the planet, ensure peace. They are integrated and indivisible, and they address poverty, hunger, AIDS, and gender discrimination, and more. Okay, coming to our next section, economy, environmental, and ecology. Okay, question number 61. Maths authors, list 1 with books. List 2, Amartya Sen, Abhijit Banerjee, Esther Duff, and Jeffrey D. Sachs, and Thomas Friedman. The end of poverty, the world is flat, poor economics, development as freedom. Okay, now the correct answer is option number B. Amartya Sen, Development as Freedom in 1999. Sense Capability Approach. Then Abhijit Banerjee as Esther Duff Law, Poor Economics 2011, Experimental Approach to Poverty, Nobel Prize 2019. Jeffrey D. Sachs, The End of Poverty 2005. Thomas Friedman, The World is Flat 2005, about globalization and technology's flattening effect. Coming to our next question, question number 62. Which of the following is not published by UNDP? The Human Development Index, Global Hunger Index, Global Gender Inequality Index, Global Multidimensional Poverty Index. So the correct answer is option number B. Global Hunger Index is not published by UNDP. Okay, the Global Hunger Index is not published by UNDP. It is published jointly by Concern Worldwide, Ireland, and Welthunger, Germany. UNDP publishes Human Development Index, Gender Equity Index, Global Multidimensional Poverty Index in partnership with OPSI, Oxford. GSI measures hunger, undernutrition, and child wasting and child mortality. Coming to our next question, question number 63. Match Assam's government schemes with their provisions. Orundoi scheme, Assam Arigonidy scheme, Shahid Kukhal Kaur Harbajanin Bridha Pension Asoni, Konaklata Mohila Habalikaran Yojana. The correct answer is option number A. Orundoi Monthly Financial Assistance DBT to Poor Household. Assam Arigonidy Financial Assistance for Treatment of Serious Diseases, Injuries for Families with Incomes less than 500 lakhs. Shahid Kukhal Kaur Harbajanin Bridha Pension Scheme for Senior Citizens. Konaklata Mohila Sabalikaran Yojana, flagship scheme under Assam State Rural Livelihood Mission and generating sustainable livelihood for women through SHGs, self-help groups. Coming to our next question, question number 64. Which statements about post-development theory are true? Arturo Escobar is one of the leading post-development scholars. Post-development is an argument for alternatives to develop. Developing countries should make decisions based on their own choice. Discourses. Post-development theory argues there is no universal mode of development to be followed. Correct answer is option B. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All 4 statements are correct. Post-development theory, also called anti-development or developmental criticism, emerged in the 1980s and 1990s. Arturo Escobar, Colombia, is one of the leading proponents. The theory argues development is practiced since World War II is a failed Western construct imposed on the global South, advocates for local alternatives, indigenous knowledge, and rejects universal development models. Question number 65. The criteria for identifying particularly vulnerable tribal groups, PVTGs, are peri-agricultural level of technology, low levels of literacy, economic backwardness, and declining or stagnant population. Correct answer is option D, 1, 2, and 3, and 4. All four are correct criteria for PVTGS. That means particularly vulnerable tribal groups, formerly called primitive tribal groups. Okay, the Dehabar Commission 1960 and 61 and later Silu Au Committee identified criteria: pre-agricultural technology, hunting and gathering, low literacy rate, economic backwardness, stagnant or declining population. India has 75 recognized PVTGs and they receive special support under schemes like PVTG Development Mission. Coming to our next question, question number 66. The Social Development Index, SDI, is a composite index which considers important dimensions of social development such as demographic parameters, health indicators and educational attainment, basic amenities and economic deprivation, social deprivation parameters. Option D, 1, 2, 3, and 4 are correct option. The Social Development Index captures all the listed dimensions. A comprehensive SDI considers demographic parameters, fertility rates, dependency ratios, health indicators like life expectancy, child mortality and education, literacy enrollment, basic amenities, access to clean water, sanitation, electricity, and social deprivation, poverty, inequality. All four dimensions are essential components of measuring social development. Question number 67. Which of the following is a graphical representation of income distribution used to calculate the Gini coefficient? Okay, correct answer is Lorentz curve. Lorentz curve developed by Max O. Lorentz in 1995 graphically represents income or wealth distribution within a population. The Gini coefficient is calculated as the area between the line of perfect equality and Lorentz curve divided by the total area under the line of equality. A Gini of 0 is equal to perfect equality, 1 is equal to perfect inequality. Question number 68. Which of the following is not a fiscal instrument? Cash reserve ratio, goods and service tax, income tax, subsidy. Okay, correct answer is option number A. Cash reserve ratio is not a fiscal instrument. Cash reserve ratio is not a monetary policy instrument, not a fiscal instrument. CRR is the minimum percentage of a bank's total deposit that is must maintain as liquid cash with the RBI. Fiscal instruments are government revenues and expenditure tools. GST and income tax are taxed instruments, revenue, and subsidy as a government expenditure instrument. CRR is controlled by RBI, central bank, as monetary policy. Question number 69. Which of the following conducts the annual survey of industries? ASI, the Reserve Bank of India, the Department of Economic Affairs, the Labour Bureau, the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Correct answer is option number D. The Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation conducts the annual survey of industries. That is SI. The annual survey of industries is conducted by the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation through the National Sample Survey Office. ASI is the principal source of industrial statistics in India, covering factories registered under sections 2(1) and 2(m)(2) of the Factories Act 1940 with 10 plus workers using power 0 or 20 plus without power. Coming to our next question, question number 70. An increase in the tax of GDP ratio of a country indicates which of the following: larger fiscal ability, equitable distribution of income. 1 only, 2 only, 1 and 2 on both, neither 1 nor 2. Okay, correct answer is option number 1. That means A, 1 only. An increase in the tax to GDP ratio indicates the government's enhanced fiscal capacity, fiscal ability. It can collect more revenue relative to the economic size, allowing higher public spending. However, it does not necessarily indicate equitable income distribution, as the tax systems could be regressive or the additional revenue may not be redistributed equitably. India's tax to GDP ratio is around 11 to 12%. Coming to our next question, question number 71. Arrange the following episodes in ascending year-wise order: Bhopal gas tragedy, Chernobyl disaster, Fukushima Daiichi disaster, oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico. Okay, correct answer is option number A, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bhopal gas tragedy, December 1984, Union Carbide MIC gas leak, worst industrial disaster. Chernobyl disaster, April 1986, nuclear reactor explosion, Ukraine, USSR. Gulf of Mexico oil spill, Deepwater Horizon, April 2010. Fukushima Daiichi disaster, March 2011, nuclear disaster triggered by earthquake and tsunami in Japan, ascending order 1984, 86, 2010, 2011. Okay, coming to our next question, question number 72. Consider national parks of Assam arranged in ascending order with respect to year of declaration as national park: Raimana National Park, Manas National Park, Dibrusgarh National Park, and Amari National Park. Correct answer is option number B, 2, 4, 3, and 1. Manas National Park 1990, Namib National Park 1998, Dibu-Soykot National Park 1999, Raimana National Park 2001. Newest declared on June 5, 2021. Ascending order by year of declaration: Manas 1990, Namib 1998, Dibu-Soykot 1999, Raimana 2021. Kaziranga 1974 and Urang 1999 are other national parks not in these questions. 73 match list 1 and list 2. A. Malls, B. Niche, C. Better diversity, D. Upper living. 1. Variation in species composition across Siberian habitats. Movement of nutrient rich bottom water to ocean surface. A protective cover on ground may be of dried leaves. The function and ruler position of a species in ecosystem. Correct answer is option number B, A3, B4, C1, D2. Malls, protective cover on ground, dried leaves, straw bark that conserves moisture and suppress weeds. Niche, the function and rule of a position of a specific in an ecosystem with what it does, not just where to live. Beta diversity, variation in species composition between different habitats communities. Upwelling, movement of cold, nutrient rich bottom water to the ocean surface, vital for fisheries productivity. Next question number 74. According to the Assam State Action Plan on Climate Change 2015-2020, which temperature and rainfall changes occurred in Assam during 1950-2010? Okay, option C, annual mean temperature has increased while annual rainfall is decreased, is the correct answer. Okay, as per the Assam State Action Plan on Climate Change APSC 2015-2020, analysis of climate data for 1951-2010 showed annual mean temperature in Assam has increased, consistent with global warming trends. While annual rainfall has shown a decreasing trend, this combination of warming and drying has significant implications for Assam's agriculture, water resources, and biodiversity. Question number 75. Bioremediation using fungi is known as micromediation. This is the correct answer, option A. Micromediation is the use of fungi, and fungi do to degrade or sequester contaminants in the water. Paul Stamets popularized this concept. Micromediation uses algae. Phytoremediation uses plants. Entomoremediation uses insects. Fungi are particularly effective at breaking down complex organic pollutants like petroleum, hydrocarbons, and heavy metals. Question number 76. The global warming potential of a gas is decided on the basis of. Question number B. The amount of total long-wave radiation of greenhouse gas can trap in comparison to carbon dioxide over a period of 100 years is correct option. Global warming potential GWP is a relative measure of how much heat a greenhouse gas traps in the atmosphere compared to carbon dioxide, which is GWP1 measured over a 100-year period. For example, methane has GWP of more or less 22 to 36, meaning it traps 20 to 36 times more heat than carbon dioxide over 100 years. Nitrous oxide N2O has GWP of more or less 265 to 298. Question number 76. Which of the following soil horizon is present in a soil of forest but absent in the cultivated fields? A. O horizon, A horizon, B horizon, C horizon. The O horizon, organic horizon, is the correct answer. Option A is the correct option. Is the topmost layer of soil consisting of decomposing plant litter, leaves, twigs, and organic matter. It is present in forest soil where leaf litter accumulates but absent in cultivated agricultural fields where the land is plowed and clear. Cultivation removes that disrupts this organic layer. The A horizon, topsoil, B horizon, subsoil, C horizon parent material can exist in both. Coming to the question number 78, the Gadgil Committee report and Kasturi Ranjan Committee report are related to protection of Western Ghats. Option C is the correct answer. Both the Madhav Gadgil Committee report, Western Ghats Ecology Expert Panel 2011, and the Kasturi Ranjan Committee report, High Level Working Group 2013, are related to the conservation and protection of Western Ghats, one of the world's biodiversity hotspot. The Gadgil report recommended staker protection, while Kasturi Ranjan took a more balanced approach between conservation and development. Question number 79. Which organization department is a custodian of foreign exchange reserves in India? The Exim Bank, the RBI, the Director General of Foreign Trade, the Niti Aayog. Correct answer is option number B. The RBI is the custodian of foreign exchange reserves in India. Under the RBI Act 1934, FEMA 1999, the RBI manages the country's forex reserves, which are held in foreign currency as gold, SDRs, so special drawing rights, and reserve transfer position in IMF. India's forex reserves are among the world's largest. Question number 80. As per Niti Aayog Multidimensional Poverty Index latest statistics for 2022-2023, the percentage of population in Assam classified as poor is 26.37%. Option B is the correct answer. According to Niti Aayog's National Multidimensional Poverty Index, based on NFHS 5 2020-2023 analysis, approximately 26.37% of Assam's population was classified as multidimensional poor. Assam's MP score was improved significantly over the year due to improvements in education, health, and living standards, but it remains higher than the national average of about 14.96%. Okay, coming to our next question, question number 81. What are the main objectives of the Assam Millets Mission? Reach nutrition quotient, increase farmers' income, contribute to crop diversification, employment generation. Okay, B, 1, 2, and 3 only are correct options. The Assam Millets Mission, part of National 2023 International Year of Millets, has 3 primary objectives: raise the nutrition quotients. Millets are nutritionally superior, increase farmer income by promoting high-value millet crops, and contribute to crop diversification away from rice, wheat, and monoculture. Employment generation, while a secondary benefit, is not a primary state objective of this specific mission. Coming to our next question, question number 82. Which of the following is not a dimension of social progress index? Basic human need, foundation of well-being, opportunity, per capita income. Okay, the social progress index SPI, developed by Michael Potter and Scott Stein, measures social progress that independent of GDP. Its 3 dimensions are basic human needs, nutrition, water, shelter and safety, foundations of well-being, education, health and environment, and opportunity, rights, freedom and inclusivity. Notably, SPI deliberately exclusive per capita income, GDP, to measure social outcomes independent of economic indicators. Okay, per capita income is not a dimension of social progress index. Question number 83. In which year the Assam Plantations Labor Rules established? In 1953. Okay, the Assam Plantation Labor Rules were established in 1953 under the Plantation Labor Act 1951. The Plantations Labor Act 1951, enacted by Parliament and Assam, a major tea producing state, formulated its specific rules under this act in 1953 to regulate working conditions, wages, housing, welfare, and other aspects of plantation workers' lives. Coming to our next question, question number 84. Which of the following is not purpose of UDAI? Provide technical and financial assistance to startup entrepreneurs in renewable energy. Providing electricity to every household in the county, replacing coal-based power plants with natural gas, nuclear, solar, wind, and tidal power plants over a period of time. Providing for financial turnaround and revival of power distribution companies. Okay, option D is the correct answer. UDAI, Ujjwal Discom Assurance Yojana, was launched in 2015 by the Minister of Power. Its primary purpose is the financial turnaround and revival of power distribution companies, which were facing massive debt and losses. The scheme allowed state governments to take over Discom debt and repay about through bonds, improving the financial health of Discoms and enabling them to reduce AT&C losses. Okay, coming to our next section, Assam History and Culture section. Okay, question number 85. Economists Darren Acemoglu, Simon Johnson, and James A. Robinson won the Nobel Prize in Economics in 2024. They are honored for their work on option C, institution, is the correct answer. The 2024 Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences was awarded to Darren Acemoglu, Simon Johnson, and James A. Robinson for their studies on how institutions are formed and affect prosperity. The research summarized in the book Why Nations Fail. Acemoglu and Robinson explains why some nations become rich while others remain poor, showing that inclusive political and economical institutions drive long-term prosperity. Question number 86. Who among the following won the golden bet in the ICC Champions Trophy in 2025? Shreyas Iyer. Shreyas Iyer won the golden bet in the ICC Champions Trophy in 2025. Question number 87. What is the time period of 16th Finance Commission of India, which is chaired by Dr. Arvind Panagaria? Okay, 1st April 2025 to 31st March 2030. The 16th Finance Commission, constituted in December 2023 under chairmanship of Dr. Arvind Panagaria, former Niti Aayog Vice Chairman, will make recommendations for the period 2025 to 2030, April 1, 2025 to March 31, 2030. Finance commissions are constituted every 5 years under Article 282 recommended share of central taxes with states. Next question, which of the following are active Indian research stations in Antarctica? Dakshin Gangoti, Maitri, Bharati, and Tushar. Option C, 2 and 3 only. That means India's Antarctic research station Dakshin Gangoti, established in 1983, now submerged under ice and used only as a supply base. Not active research station. Maitri, established in 1989, active research station. Bharati, established in 2012, India's newest and most advanced active station, and Tushar does not exist. So only Maitri and Bharati Option 2 and 3 are active Indian research stations in Antarctica. Question number 89. Jyoti Prasad Agarwala said in speech in 1931, Assamese youth would follow Bhagat Singh. Where did he say this? Option C, Soridwar is the correct answer. Jyoti Prasad Agarwala Rupmor, the legendary Assamese poet, playwright and filmmaker, made this historic speech at Soridwar in 1931, expressing solidarity with Bhagat Singh and invoking Assamese youth to participate in the freedom struggle. This was a significant moment in Assam's independence movement history. Question number 90. Who delivered the welcome address in the Hindu Mahasabha conference, which was held in 1926? Tornram Phukam is the correct answer. He delivered the welcome address in the Hindu Mahasabha conference, was held in 1926. Tornram Phukam in 1877 and 1939, a prominent Assamese lawyer, politician and freedom fighter, delivered the welcome address at the Hindu Mahasabha conference held in 1926. He was a key figure in Assamese political and social life during the early 20th century, associated with the Indian National Congress and various social reform movements in Assam. Assam Sangakshini Sabha was founded by Ambedkar Rai Chaudhuri. Okay, option is the correct answer. Assam Sangakshini Sabha was founded by Ambedkar Rai Chaudhuri, a prominent Assamese poet, nationalist and social reformer. He was a fierce advocate for Assamese identity, language and culture. He founded this organization to protect Assam's culture and linguistic heritage. He is also known for his nationalist poetry and his famous composition Asamiya. Question number 92. Meiti Ashram, later renamed as Kosturuba Ashram, was established at Saranya Hills, Guwahati by option C, Pushparata Das. Pushparata Das, one of Assam's most prominent freedom fighters and social worker, established the Meiti Ashram at Saranya Hills, Guwahati, which was later renamed Kosturuba Ashram. She was a disciple of Mahatma Gandhi, participated in the Quiet India movement in 1942, and was known as the Iron Lady of Assam. She was also a Bharat Ratna nominee. Question number 93. Who among the following Maitis died in police firing at Dekazuli police station on 20 September 1942? Who stood at the front heading the death squad? Okay, option B, Tileswari Borah. Tileswari Borah, a young brave woman, freedom fighter, was mated at Dekazuli police station on September 20, 1942. During the Quiet India movement, she led the death squad that approached the police station to hoist the national flag. She was shot by police and became a symbol of Assam's freedom struggle. Konaklata Borah and Mukunda Kakoti also died in this incident. Question number 94. Assassin Purnananda Buhagoai created a standing army. Reason: the king was plotting to kill the Buhagoai. Select correct answer. Option A is correct, but R is wrong. Purnananda Buhagoai, 1759 to 1818, indeed created a standing army, pike system reforms in the Ahom kingdom. So assassin A is correct. However, the reason R, that the king was plotting to kill the Buhagoai, is historically inaccurate. Purnananda Buhagoai established a standing army to consolidate Ahom military power and resist Burmese invasion, not due to royal threat. Coming to our next question, question number 95. Which of the following statements regarding Ahom-Mughal conflict during 1616 and 1639 are false? Ahom king came to be regarded as the Raja of Assam. Defeat of Mughals dramatically described in Baharistan I Ghaibi, and A. Borphukon was appointed with headquarters at Kajoli. The main grounds for conflict were in boundary disputes and commercial relations. Okay, option C, 3 only is false. Okay, statement 3 is false. The Borphukon's headquarters was at Guwahati, Koliabor, Guwahati region, not Kajoli. The Borphukon was the Ahom viceroy responsible for Western Assam. Statements 1, 2 and 4 are correct. Ahom king gained the title Raja of Assam. The Mughal defeat is described in Baharistan I Ghaibi by Mirza Nathan, and boundary commercial disputes were key conflict causes. Coming to our next question, question number 96. Which of the following statements regarding first Assamese film Jayamati are false? Film was produced by Chitralekha Mohibimtain. Film was based on a drama by Padmanath Gohai Borua. Artists were drawn from respectable families. Film was the first Indian film to delve into realism. Option C, 2 only. That means film was based on a drama by Padmanath Gohai Borua is wrong. Is false. Okay, statement 2 is false. Jayamati, directed by Jyoti Prasad Agarwala, was based on his own play Jayamati, not a drama by Padmanath Gohai Borua, who wrote the novel Lahori and other works. Statements 1, 3 and 4 are correct. It was produced by Chitralekha Mohibimtain. Artists were from respected families, groundbreaking at the time, and it is considered the first Indian film to attempt realism. Question number 97, match the Buronjis list 2 with the period time they deal with. List 2, 1 and 2. Satasari Assam Buronji, Hatkhari Aham Buronji, Kalibharat Buronji, Tungkhungia Buronji, and Uisali Buronji. Okay, option A, A1, B2, C4, D3. Kamaleswar Singh to Purandar Singh, 1679, 1958, 1681, 1809, Burmese invasion. This is the correct option. Okay, so Hatkhari Aham Buronji covers period from Kamaleswar Singh to Purandar Singh, period of political terminal. Kalibharat Buronji covers 1679 to 1858. Tungkhungia Buronji covers 1681 to 1810. Tungkhungia dynasty period completed by Surya Kari Dairang. Uisali Buronji covers the period of Burmese invasion of Assam, Burmese occupation 1819 and 1824. Buronjis are historical coincidence of Assam of the Ahom kingdom. Coming to our next question, question number 98. Match personalities list 1 with associations, organizations they are engaged with during 1920s. List 2. A. Rohinikanto Hati Borah, Krishnath Sharma, Torunram Phukon, Ambikeki Raisodari. Option A, A1, B2, C3, and D4 is correct answer. Rohinikanto Hati Borah, Assam branch of All India Spinner Association, Gandhi's Chakra Movement. Krishnath Sharma, APSC Assam Pradesh Congress Committee, General Secretary, Torunram Phukon, Assam branch of Swarajya Party, founded by C.R. Das and Motilal Nehru. Ambikeki Raisodari, Assam Jatiya Mahasabha Nationalist Organization. Coming to our next question, question number 99. Which of the following statements regarding Buddhism in Assam are true? Buddhism exists in Assam before the visit of Huan Sang, and Ditika became responsible for the spread of Buddhism in Assam. Azabhava priest Mahayana called in Assam. According to a tradition, the older shrine at Hazu was a great Saito. Okay, 1, 3, and 4 only are correct option. Option number C, the correct answer. Statements 1, 3, and 4 are correct. Buddhism existed in ancient Assam, Pragjotisa, before Huan Sang's visit, 7th century CE. Azabhava Asbhagosa priest Mahayana Buddhism in the region. Hazu's Haigriva Madhava temple is believed by Buddhists to be built over a Saita where Buddha attained Nirvana. Statement 2 is wrong. Ditika, a disciple of Upagupta, spread Buddhism in different regions, but Assam's Buddhist spread is more associated with Okukak missionaries. Okay, coming to our next means our last question. It is the following works chronologically according to their year of publication. Grammatical notice of the Assam language, a grammar of the Assamese language, a dictionary in Assamese language. Okay, option A, 1, 2, and 3 is correct. Grammatical notice of Assamese language by William Robinson, 1839, earliest grammar work. A grammar of the Assamese language by Nathan Brown, 1848, American Baptist Missionary detailed grammar. A dictionary of Assam is an English by Miles Bronson, 1867, comprehensive dictionary. Chronological order 1839, 1848, 1867, that is 1, 2, and 3. Okay, this is the complete answer quiz. Okay, that's all for today. If you have any doubt and query or any suggestions, just let me know in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Keep watching. Thank you.